What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Kuat Switch 4. So this is going to hold 4 sets of skis or 2 snowboards, or the combination like we have here, we have 2 sets of skis and 1 snowboard. So you have a bunch of different options to get these skis or snowboards up out of your vehicle and on your roof, giving you more space on your adventure. Let's check it out. When it comes to carrying skis and snowboards on your roof, you might be more familiar with the closed up rooftop boxes. Those are also a great way to transport your skis and snowboards. That keeps it out of the elements, but those can get a little pricey. These are made specifically for it, and yeah, it is exposed, but at the same time, these are more cost effective and they're a little easier to use too. They don't take up as much space as a rooftop box where it's kind of big and bulky. You always need a second set of hands to throw it up there and attach it to your rooftop. These are easy. You just set them on there, run this strap over, and tighten it down. These also take up less space in your garage. So, you know, when you're looking at how you're going to carry these, those are the pros for this version of it. I'm going to open them up so we can take a better look at them. First off, to do that is you're going to push this big button here. I like that it's oversized. That way, if you have big gloves on, if you're actually at the slopes, you can usually just kind of use your palm, push it, and it pops up on itself. We'll see. Pops and goes up like that. And I like that it holds itself up. That makes it easier when you're loading and unloading. You don't have to have one hand holding this arm up while you're loading the ski. They stay up on their own. You can easily remove this, set, put them aside. That way we can see the padding on the inside. You got it rubberized here, and that helps when you go to push it down, push it in place. There are 2 locking parts too, so if you have a little bit thicker, you can just lock it in that first one, and then if you have room and you can, push it down, lock the second time, then it's really nice and tight in there. But you got this rubber that's going to protect your skis from getting damaged by the carrier. Make sure there's no scratches or anything, and I'll even put my hand in there to show you. That's all the way down. It doesn't hurt at all, so if it's not hurting my hand, it's not going to hurt your ski or snowboard. Another thing you can probably see from that angle is the lock. So you can lock it when you're not around. That way if you want to leave your skis and snowboard in there when you run in the gas station or something, comes with 2 keys. You can lock it just like that. Then no one can push the button and get to your skis when you're not around. I fully unloaded it so I can show you an extra feature that this one has. It's pretty unique to the Switch. You can pull this lever and it folds back. You can do that with both of those. That way when you're not using it, it's down and out of the way. So not only for clearance, but also less noise when you're driving down the road. It's not a super noisy carrier or anything like that, but if you put anything on your roof, you're gonna hear it. So I think this is helpful, especially if you do this a lot. If you go to the slopes all the time, if you live in an area you can do that. This is one of those things where you're more likely just to kind of leave them on the roof rack and not take them off because you use it more than it would just take more time to take it off and put it back on. Use them all the time, you just pull them out of the way when not in use, and they can stay on all year round and not bother anything. Now if you only go every once in a while, that's probably not the right choice because you really don't need to fold. If you're only going twice a year, you're only going to use them twice and you'll probably take them off. You don't want them on your car all year round. The overall construction is a matte black aluminum. So it's going to hold up when you do leave it on your roof, and the snow and the salt from the roads and stuff like that. Ice isn't going to bother it. It's UV protected as well. It's also on there pretty sturdy. I can shake the whole car back and forth. And you know, even though you can kind of see it going backwards, that's a little bit. That's just because it folds back. So you're nice and level. It still moves up and down a little bit, but I can shake the whole car. You see, there's no movement here at the base, so that's going to stay attached to your roof bars. You don't have to worry about it. This portion of the construction is plastic, so that's good just in case you don't have gloves on and you are in the cold. You don't have to worry about touching cold metal like this section here. This will be plastic, so it's not going to get as cold, and that way you can always easily push the button to get it up or to latch it down easily. The same goes for the attachment points here. You got a rubberized aluminum, so this isn't just a piece of rubber that is going to be flimsy. It's got the rubberized around the aluminum, so it's going to hold up, and that's how it holds it nice and tight. I can shake the whole thing by the base. Again, you don't see any movement there, so you know it's going to stay put. And then the straps that attach it to your roof bars is a rubber-coated stainless steel, so it's got that strong backbone. It's not just a flimsy piece of rubber that's going to attach or maybe fail on you, as it gets cold, it might snap. It's got that nice steel on the inside of it, so it's not going to lose any of its strength as you use it. Now it has also, the racks itself has a weight rating of 165 pounds, so keep that in mind when you're loading up your skis and snowboards. Another thing to note is when you do go to fold it down, it does only fold one way, but if you were to install it on the passenger side, it'd be flipped, so then they would fold forward instead of backwards. Still usable in that position, no problems. Now let's go over some measurements. These will help you figure out if your gear is going to work with this setup or not. So first off, we're going to go to the top of the roof bar to the top of the carrier. That looks to be about 5 3/4 inches from here to top of here. And that's of course with it folded up. I'll get another measurement from the center to the top of the roof bar. Looks to be about 4 inches from here in the center down to here. And the reason I'm giving you that one is that way you can check your bindings on your snowboards and your skis to make sure you have enough room and clearance so that it won't hit the roof of your vehicle from being right here. Another one would be usable space. And we'll just go down the rubberized part and see how much room you have to work with. Looks like it's 20.5 inches. So that's how much space you have to load up your skis and snowboards here on the inside. One more measurement. We'll go ahead and fold it down and measure from the top of the bar to the top of the carrier. So I kind of got to eyeball it because I can't get tape measure in there, but looks like it comes in about 3 inches. So you save quite a bit just by folding it down. Now, a smaller car like this, you're not probably have any clearance issues in your garage, but if you have a taller SUV you're throwing them on or something like that, just something to keep in mind. You don't want to have one of those accidents happen. Another thing to look at is the maximum size of a bar that this can actually clamp around would be 4.5 inches wide by 2 inches tall. So also keep that in mind and look at your roof rack to make sure this will fit on there. Overall, I really like the Switch. It's a nice ski carrier. I like all the functions. I didn't know that this would be as handy as it is. You know, folding it down makes a lot of sense. Just keeps it way more aerodynamic, out of the way if you have clearance issues in your parking spot. I like that they thought of that, and it's on there super sturdy. That's the part I probably like the most, is I don't have to worry about this at all. You know, when you attach anything on your roof, you want to know it's staying there. And at first I thought the rubberized clamps here that click in and you tighten down, I was like, I don't know how that's going to go. But actually, with that stainless steel on the inside, reinforcing it, it's on there really tight. These aren't going to come off, and I really like that. Plus, it's really easy to install. Check out how we did it. We're just going to set the Switch up here on the roof bars. Now I've already loosened these straps so that it was easier to go ahead and attach them so they're as loose as they can get. They don't fall out or anything. As you loosen it, it just stops, so you know that it's as loose as it can get. And then I'll come back over here and just start to tighten it. Just use the included Allen key, and it slowly tightens the strap on the bottom around the roof bar. Now, one thing I will say is be careful when you're lifting the Switch up. Don't grab it underneath here because it is exposed on there and there's grease just to keep things moving. You'll accidentally get it on your hands like I kind of did, and then on the roof bar. So just as a warning, try not to reach up underneath this part. You get that last few turns on there, I jump back and forth, kind of tighten it evenly. That rubber coated steel under there gets it nice and tight. I can shake the whole car with it. I'll flip it up like the back one, then show you shaking it back and forth. There's no movement here whatsoever, so you don't have to worry about it coming loose on you. Now you're ready just to pop these open and load your skis. I'm going to load up a snowboard and 2 sets of skis. Go ahead and close it down. Just got to push a little bit on there. It clicks into place. It's in there nice and tight. I can shake the whole vehicle by using the ski, so you know it's gripping it nice and tight, and then the rubber's also protecting the skis and the snowboards from being damaged. Well, with it locked and loaded, I think you're ready to hit the road. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope this helped.